Yeah, put your feet on the couch. We're
Okay,
gonna be
wait. We have to
comfy.
get this because I don't have the access to the dashboard.
2017. You wanted to call me out for my feet on the couch as well.
We're doing comfy podcast, right?
You're trying to hide in the corner.
Yeah, I'm trying to hide.
Yeah, you keep moving.
Okay. All right.
You're right.
No one watches these live
comfy.
anyways. Oh,
Get comfy.
this better, Maral?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay. Well, everyone, welcome to episode. I don't know what's this. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Episode 5 of Ryedawg's Chatterbox, dubbed by Fatska.
Is that what it's called?
Dubbed by
Chatterbox?
Fatska.
Nice.
Uh,
Are you ashamed of the name, so you're like dubbed by Fatska?
I didn't have a name before, but now we do. Everyone seems to appreciate
it?
the name. Yeah.
Okay.
So, here with Maral.
Yeah.
Maral, go ahead and introduce yourself for those who might not know who you are.
Hi, I'm Maral, and yeah, that's me. It's your girl, Maral. What should I say? I'm 20 years. No, I'm not 20 years old. I'm 28 years old. I'm stopping in time there. No. Yeah, 28 years old. What more do I say? Live in Sweden.
All right. Oh, that's good enough. So Maral works with Save the Children a lot of charity work by her. Do you want to just kind of explain how you got into with Save the Children?
Sure. It's a long story, but if you want to listen to it,
let's go
sure.
back.
All right. So I've always been interested in gaming throughout, childhood. I had a NES, and I don't know. I guess throughout school I was always kind of popular, but I always played games. So whenever people wanted to hang out with me, they had to come to my house and watch me play games. And that was it. And bring me water and stuff. I was awful, but they liked it because they got to watch. And when I got a little bit older, I started getting like more hardcore into it. I started playing rhythm games like DDR, Beatmania, 2DX, pop and music, and games like that. And when you start competing or playing competitively, you have to kind of like get into more of a community, right?
Yeah.
You start looking for things. So I started hanging out on IRC and forums in Sweden and got involved with the community in that way. And eventually, after some time, you just sort of get sucked into this whole gaming community.
Yeah.
And I started playing World of Warcraft. And yeah, after that, I guess streaming started to become a thing, kind of. It's a long story, but when I played World of Warcraft, I met someone called Athene, and Athene is this character, self-proclaimed best paladin in the world. It's just a joke, but a lot of people didn't realize it was a joke, and I guess that's kind of the thing. It's a troll thing, and I don't know, I started working with that group of people a lot. We were activists, and at that time people wouldn't make money out of YouTube or anything like that, but when we did make money, it was really important for the group that money is used only to pay rent and food, and they were all vegetarians. So if you wanted to like eat meat, if you wanted to buy yourself something new, if you wanted to do anything that wasn't just living and working, you had to go work and pay for it yourself, kind of thing. And we would play World of Warcraft, make videos, do challenges like World First 85 in World of Warcraft. And I don't know, there was a lot of popularity around Athene at that point. And what a lot of people didn't know was that we were using all that money that we were making to try and make a positive impact in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, we didn't really focus on charity work because I guess we were kind of dumb. But so what we would do is we would donate all the money that we made to like anti-war or the free press and things like this. And then we're like, okay, why don't we just engage our whole audience into doing something? And that's kind of how it started. We started fundraising online back in 2010, 11, 2012, pretty early on. I don't think a lot of other gamers in particular were doing these sort of things, because we had a wide network.
It was definitely one of the first
Yeah.
people that did it that I remember, because
Yeah, I think so too. And a lot of people, like a lot of gamers that we knew, we reached out to all of them, but nobody wanted to do charity because everybody wanted to make money for themselves. Sorry, it is what it was. But then we had this huge marathon where we aimed to raise money for Save the Children over the course of 100 days, and we had this super ambitious goal of raising $1 million. And we had this incredible match by DC Entertainment, so it was actually just $500,000, but at the time, for that day and age, and nobody like really being super into charity or giving on in the gaming sphere or live streaming, that was a huge goal. So we would live stream ourselves 24/7, going hardcore, just trying to raise a certain amount every day. And if we didn't make it, we would just not sleep and just go on and go on and go on. But yeah, eventually day 83 or 82, I think we reached the $1 million goal. It was a huge celebration, and towards the end, all the other gamers wanted to be part of it too. And I think that's kind of like what kicked off this whole charity giving within gaming, and it's really, really cool to be part of that.
Yeah.
And yeah, fast forward a couple of years later, we built, I'm talking, but we built a platform called Gaming for Good. Before it was the platform that most people know it as now. At the time, it was just, we contacted indie developers and we're like, hey, if you donate your games to charity, we can put them on this, website, and people who would normally buy the game get points in return for buying it, and they get the game. And so with these points, they could buy the game, but instead of buying it in the store, it would all go to charity. And, Athene doesn't have the best reputation, and for transparency's sake, like, everything had to be super transparent, all the money directly to Save the Children, and that way we got a relationship going with Save the Children as well, where they were like, holy shit, there's a lot of money coming in here from a group of people that we normally can't reach out to, that we don't reach. Because most people who donate to Save the Children are middle-aged women or older, and they've always, sort of battled, like, how do we reach out to the new generation or younger people, men, and I mean, this is it, right?
Yeah.
And Gaming for Good at the time, after just like 3 years or so, raised about, with matching grants, over $20 million for Save the Children. So that was pretty dope.
Yeah.
That's sort of how I got into it. And then, after doing this for a long time and doing the charity work, but not actually working for the charity or actually not having a job, I was just playing games all day and spending my time fundraising or creating these projects with other cool people who wanted to do good in the world. And I remember at one point I was trying to travel to Australia with my then boyfriend, and I just couldn't go because they were like looking at my papers and they were like, you haven't done shit since you graduated school. They didn't want to let me into the country because,
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck. On paper, I literally have done nothing, even though I had done tons within gaming and charity. So that kind of gave me a reality check, and I moved back home and I started studying because I wanted to be a veterinarian. Is that the word in English?
Yeah, veterinarian.
Okay.
Take care of animals.
Yeah. But and then on the side of that studying, I started streaming like on my own channel. A lot of people only knew me from Athene, from there. But then I started streaming, and then I got a partner, and then suddenly Save the Children, they were like, hey, we need someone to help us navigate the gaming space.
Yeah.
And because they didn't know like who to work with or who to stay away from kind of thing, or how it works in general. Like I remember when we did live streams, the 100-day marathon thing. If we said fuck on stream, everybody in the Save the Children office were like, oh my god, can we really like be part of this? But obviously they realized with time, like, okay, we're just a beneficiary, let them do their own thing. It's saving a lot of kids.
Yeah.
What, saying fuck is not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody at home who have kids.
So I guess that's more so where you are now then kind of stems from it maybe, or
Yeah, definitely. Like, so when I was offered to help save the children, I decided then to not do my studies and pursue Twitch streaming and doing the charity stuff sort of on the side. And it's just been great being able to do what I like as a hobby and do what I thought was really fun and purposeful. Is that the word?
Yeah.
It had meaning. Being able to do that and actually like live off of it and not go to Australia and get in trouble. It's pretty cool. But yeah, and I think it started, a lot of people were always thinking like, I had roof over my head, I had food on the table, and when I started Twitch streaming, a lot of people were like, how do we donate to you, or we want to support you for the entertainment you provide. And I didn't really feel like I needed that, so as a community we started fundraising for Save the Children as well, and that's kind of like how it all just snowballed. And now we have lots of cool events that do gaming stuff with Save the Children. But yeah, if you're interested, you can ask me about it. If you're not, then we can go back to the topic of speedrunning, I guess, which is why we're here.
Well, how can so maybe someone else has a similar story to you, how can they pursue the same path as you?
That's a really good question. I think the best way to pursue what I do is just gather experience, because the reason I even have my job today was because I volunteered for 5 years straight doing and gathering experience in what I do. And that experience is, what do you call it? Like
life-changing?
Not life-changing, but it's very valuable.
Yeah.
In itself. So people who are coming to ESA and they, maybe they're a runner, maybe they're just an attendee, volunteer. It helps so much in building experience. Like, oh, I was part of an event that raised $20,000.
$21,000
That's 21. There we go. That's quite a lot. And by giving your time and efforts and learning the ins and outs of like how an event works and what it requires of you, and you learn a lot of things, team building, team management, and it's free. All you gotta do is spend some time, and it's not like it doesn't translate into something valuable. You can put it on your CV. The amount of people that have volunteered at ESA, for example, who have then come up and asked me, like, can you stand as a reference for me in my CV, and then landed a job in something that has to do with charity or just in general to have on their CV. It's quite an impressive feature, like what we're doing here.
Yeah.
But not just with this, but anything in gaming. There are people who create their online marathons or do various spins. If you're a Twitch streamer, you create your own charity stream. There's so much more that goes into it than just like, hey, we're live and raising money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you said that your older gaming history was, DDR and Beatmania and World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Do you want to just kind of explain? Because I started playing WoW and when Burning Crusade was out, so I missed all of Classic.
I missed all of Classic too. I started
Okay.
when Burning Crusade came out too. Are you Horde or Alliance?
I was Horde.
I was Horde too.
Yeah.
What class?
I played, I started off as a Tauren Warrior, and then I got to like 25 and switched to Orc Hunter.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Yeah. How about you?
I started off as a Blood Elf because I thought they looked pretty. And then I quickly realized, like, when I created my Blood Elf, I named it, I think, Maral even or something. And then I started questing, and when you quest, you start meeting people. And I played World of Warcraft alone in the beginning. I didn't have a friend to play with or anything. So I met people in game, and then suddenly, I guess through the way I typed, maybe smiley faces or whatever, they were like, are you a boy or a girl? And I'm like, a girl? And this guy, he wouldn't stop following me. And he's like going on his main account and trying to give me money. I got so annoyed. I got so fed up that I re-rolled my character to a, what are they, undead?
Undead, yeah.
Undead warlock. And then I played again. I started questing again. And the next time I met someone, and it was like, oh, are you a boy or a girl, by the way? I'm like, I'm a boy. What are you? And they're like, I'm a girl. I'm like thinking to myself, yeah, right, that you're a girl. Liar. I'm not going to give you anything. No, yeah, I guess World of Warcraft. But I feel like I've always played a variety of games growing up. I had an NES, so I grew up with, Ice Climbers, Solomon's Key, all the Marios, and just gaming has been a very big portion of my life. Growing up, I was never very girly per se. I didn't like dolls, they creeped me out. And
All right. So with your Save the Children work, how did that play into you and ESA Marathon? How did you hear about ESA Marathon and start getting into speedrunning?
Well, speedrunning I was always interested in because before I even had a Twitch account, I was on Own 3D TV. If you are familiar with it. Yeah, they went bankrupt. But it was another streaming platform, right? Similar to Twitch, kind of their, what are they called? Like rivals?
Rivals, yeah.
And
but it was Justin TV at the time, or?
It was probably, it was Justin, but it had just like it just became Twitch. It didn't even have the current Twitch logo. It was a different Twitch logo, and that one was so ugly. But yeah, sorry Twitch. I mean, they changed it, so they must have known. But anyway, so I was on 3D TV, and what was the question? I forgot.
How did you get into speedrunning and
ESA
Marathon?
Okay, so I was on 3D TV, but there was on Twitch this guy Siglemic that, speedran Super Mario 64, and as someone who's grown up with a Nintendo 64, as so many others, you know that game is not that easy to navigate and play. Well, it's easy to play, but not easy to navigate. And he was just doing it with such precision. I was super impressed, and I loved Siglemic. I would watch his stream all the time. I even modded for his stream for a while, but he was the reason I made a Twitch account and got into speedrunning and watching speedruns. And yeah, I was mainly watching. I remember the face reveal at GDQ, super hype. I think I watched a video the other day where you can see the chat of that face reveal, and you see me in the chat going like, go, 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 Sig hype, Sig hype. Yeah, I was super big Siglemic fangirl. He's a nice guy though. Shoutouts to Mike.
So then how did you get into ESA Marathon? You just heard there's a European?
Yeah, I heard there was a European version of GDQ, and that it was in Sweden, and it wasn't too far away from Gothenburg where I lived, so I went there. And I didn't know anyone but Noobist, so I was already familiar with a lot of other speedrunning communities, particularly Dark Souls. I was practicing Dark Souls at the time, the all bosses, Crapple, is that what it's called? Crapple Mage route?
I have no idea.
I don't even remember.
I don't play Dark Souls.
I don't remember, it's such a long time ago. I haven't done it since, that was 2015. And yeah, that was Dark Souls 1. Super fun, super hard. I didn't have that much time to learn it, but I feel like every time I streamed, I was just trying to learn it. I think I did one run, and it was terrible. And then I quit because I got too busy with work. But it was super fun.
Well, we all know that we're all waiting for your return to Winnie the Pooh home run
Winnie
derby.
the Pooh. I haven't beaten Christopher Robin yet. He's a... Can I say a swear word? I'm not sure.
Yeah,
he's a
probably.
Hate that guy. You like watching those streams, don't you?
Yeah, they were entertaining. It always sucks if I'm at work and I miss the one Maral stream every 6 months, but I'll go back in the VOD and I'll watch a bit of it.
Oh, that's sweet. Thank you. But yeah, no, so I went to Skövde and ESA 15, and I didn't know anybody. I only knew Noobist, and he immediately introduced me to Ryedawg, and from there I got introduced to everybody, and suddenly I was part of, this
Another
big
new
family.
community,
Yeah,
yeah.
a new community, and I felt so accepted, and no, there was no prejudice, or people realized that I was not like there with back in the days, not so much anymore. If you were a girl in the gaming community, you kind of would be put on a pedestal. I didn't feel like I was put on a pedestal at ESA 15, which was really nice. I just felt like one out of many. And we played Mafia, we went outside and like hung out in the sun. I remember falling asleep in the sun, and I had like these jeans that were until here, and so this part was exposed. And I got like a massive tan line. It looked like socks. So throughout the whole event, it was really hot that year as well. So we were wearing shorts and everything. Throughout the event, it looked like I was constantly wearing these like brown socks. It looked so stupid. But yeah, no, it was great. And one thing that really hit me hard at ESA 15 was the fact that Susie, another girl that was the donation reader at 14 and 15, she was like, hey, do you want to volunteer? And I'm like, can I? Nobody really knows me here. What if they can't trust me? But they trusted me, and I volunteered, and I was doing like graveyard shifts for 8 hours. At the time, the shifts were 8 hours long. Never again. But it was really fun, and I just remember thinking like, I want to do this again, and I want to help out. Even when they were like tearing down, like, what can I do? What can I do to help? 'Cause yeah. And I guess that's how it started. That's how I got involved. The next year, they were like, hey, a month before the event, or even less, they were like, hey, do you want to set up like a schedule for people and like organize the whole hosting or donation reading area? I was like, I mean, I can give it a go. And
That was for 16?
that was for 16. 16 was a shit show. Let's not talk about 16.
I enjoyed 16 was my first event, and I really
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess on-site it was...
Yeah, on site it was
yeah,
good.
It was good.
I never watched it home, so
The stream wasn't that great.
I'm sure it had its charm.
Yeah.
'Cause I know I think it was 14 I was watching, and I was like, oh, this would be cool to go to, and I tried going to 15, but it just never worked out. So
Right.
and
You missed out. 15 was amazing.
Yeah.
I have to say 15 has been my favorite of all time. Maybe because it was my first. I'm not sure. Until 18 summer last year.
Yeah,
that one was
it was
pretty
a good
dope.
good
Yeah.
event.
Yeah.
Morale's my savior. At
I
every
know.
event.
I am. I am. I'm glad you acknowledge it. No. Well, you want to go into that, or
Yeah,
is
we
that
can
for
if you
later?
want.
I don't know.
I'll save it for
sorry.
later. 'Cause those who don't know, Maral is the hosting leader,
Yes.
or still the hosting leader,
Um.
senior. Maybe.
Yeah, I am the host lead, but I took a step back for ESA Winter. That's why a lot of people haven't seen me around or whatnot. That's for personal reasons on doctor's orders, and yeah, I don't know if you want to get into that, but
No,
yeah.
that's fine.
No, but I'll be back probably for summer, leading. I still do leading work here.
Yeah.
I notice everybody comes.
Just
to me.
not on camera though.
Not
a lot
on
of people have been
camera.
missing you.
Really, you think
Yeah.
so?
Yeah, on the threads.
On what threads? The bad threads, the ones we don't want to read. Well, we do.
They're
but
good.
No.
It's always nice to have a live feed of feedback.
It is, and I think all feedback is taken into account with a pinch of salt.
What?
With a pinch of salt.
Yes, pinch of salt. Do you want to go more into your detail into what, as a hosting leader, what that entails you?
That's a good question. It entails a little bit of everything. I think ESA is still like experiencing growing pains, and we need a lot of volunteers still. Like, nobody at ESA gets paid. It's all volunteer work, and it requires people to step up and take initiative. And that's what it's been like from day one. Like, a lot of people come up to me and they're like, how can I be involved? It's just like, pick up where you see pieces falling apart and just do it. And that's how you get involved.
Yeah, I know a lot of, especially this event. I mean, Mark came in to run one run, and now he's running 4 runs. And to Zero, I think, was running 2 runs, and now he ran 6 runs now, and he's finally done. So
yeah, I mean, this is one of our smaller events. It's the second time we're doing ESA Winter, right? and it's been labeled the event where we try shit out, and it's a little bit so. Don't take it super serious. It's kind of like stepping back, and we want to have the comfy feel of the attendees coming on, and having the family feel of hanging out with people and getting to know new people. Because as you grow as an event, ESA Summer 18 was really big, and although I feel like everybody felt welcomed and that they could make a lot of friends, it's growing to the point where it's hard for new people to retain that comfy atmosphere and feel. And so I think ESA Winter was an attempt to make a smaller event that is comfy.
It's nice that ESA Winter has everything like mostly everything's in the stream room, except for the practice stuff.
What do you think about the board games in the stream room? You like it?
Yeah,
you like
a lot,
it? Okay.
Because I can watch the stream and play board games.
Yeah.
In Malmo, it was like if I'm locked in a closet with Joshima's.
What's wrong with that? I'm sure Kitty would not complain if she was here. I mean, if she was in your place.
Instead of it's nice to watch the stream and play the board games.
Yeah,
it's really
agree.
nice.
I was thinking maybe like it's a little bit distracting for people at home watching, because they see all the commotion in the background, and sometimes it gets really loud. I'm not sure.
It's better because the room doesn't look empty though.
That's true, but it wouldn't have looked empty. It didn't really look empty at ESA Winter. I don't think we would ever want to have, I can't speak for the organizers, of course, but I don't think we would ever want to have like a room that is just empty with seats or a crowd. We always want something going on, because there's so much happening here, and it's not just the stream. And I think most people who come here realize that the stream is a very small, or like not the main portion of the event.
ESA went. This is it's top three event for me. I really enjoyed Winter.
Okay, that's good. I'm happy. I'm happy. What do you think about the atmosphere, though?
It's good because you see a lot of familiar faces throughout the week.
Yeah.
You really get to know more people.
Yeah.
Like I was in the I don't know. Do you join the tournaments when they are? I know you joined the Puyo Puyo tournament last year.
Yeah.
At
I was gonna be in the Jubeat tournament, but I had meetings, so I couldn't go.
You should join the Smash tournament.
Oh really? There was a Smash and I missed it.
Yeah.
I suck at Smash anyway.
Well,
so
I'm worse probably because I got bodied.
Oh really?
I didn't win a single
dear.
match, but I took one game off of Wired Wiki, but that's about it.
Oh, that's neat. He's pretty good, right?
I don't know. I think so. He destroyed me, but I don't think he made it far.
At least.
Yeah. The Puyo Puyo tournament. I should have did another one this year, but I don't know. It's hard to do if I don't have a Switch or.
Yeah, I should have brought mine.
More.
Maybe you could have.
Yeah, there was only 5 PCs, so I figured I wouldn't hog them.
Yeah. Last year, what I really liked about Winter was this area with the board games. We had like small CRTs and lots of different games. Anyone can set up a game, and the lights were dimmed out, so it was really like, it felt winter and cozy-ish. It's still really cozy, and I've met a lot of new people this event, which is great. It's fun to play board games, but I kind of miss like the cozy feel. But I guess it's just how it is. Trying new things. ESA Winter.
Do you have a history of speedrunning? I guess you said you tried running Dark Souls, and do you want to talk more about that? Any other games that you tried, or?
No, I don't think there were really other games that I tried seriously. I think I've done like some meme things like Beethoven. Who hasn't? If you're at ESA,
I haven't.
Shrimp. You haven't?
No.
Are you kidding me?
No.
You're never gonna beat my time. Just saying. I need to work on it though. But so Shrimp, an attendee, he normally brings his Beethoven, the second game on the Super Nintendo, I believe, and he's incredible in that run. I think he does it in 4 minutes or something. And he sets it up, and then he does a challenge like anyone who completes the game and writes down their time gets a free cheeseburger. And I think during ESA 15 and 16, we were all kind of addicted to Beethoven the second. It was like whenever we weren't doing anything, it's like Beethoven the second. Everyone's on a line like waiting to play Beethoven the second. It's like this scuffed game. Sorry, Shrimp. But it's wonderful, and the music's wonderful. I love that game. Yeah, no. But no, I don't think I've really gone super seriously into speedrunning. It's more been a hobby for me and something I enjoy watching because I know how much time it takes
Yeah.
to get good.
Yeah, I pretty much stopped speedrunning as well. I don't know.
Really?
I just couldn't after because Josh, when he did his podcast, the real time chatting,
Yeah.
he would have a world record feature showcase or whatever once a week, and I would grind until I got world record, and I could submit it to the podcast.
Oh.
So I would spend like 8 hours running that PewDiePie game.
Oh dear.
So just trying to optimize the movement and find stuff. And I just burned myself completely out of speedrunning after that, and I tried going back to Grand Theft Auto games, but it's just not the same.
Yeah, PewDiePie wore you out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Feels bad, man.
I don't know, but after coming here, I kind of want to get back into it a little bit, but I've been busy with sim racing now.
Okay, what's sim racing?
Like real life racing, but on the computer, I guess.
Oh.
There's this game called iRacing, and it's like...
Is that the one Josh played on stream once?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I got into that when Josh started playing it.
Are you like the biggest Josh fanboy?
I might be.
You might be? Okay. All right. Just getting to know you a little bit better.
There's probably bigger fans than me. It's hard to watch Josh because of his times he streams, but I usually watch him and fall asleep. So.
Oh, okay.
Because he
that
goes
means
live
he's
at
cozy.
like 4 a.m., yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
So you mentioned your Dark Souls involvement. Do you want to explain more? Because you have a pretty big involvement with the Dark Souls community, I believe, with the Souls marathon.
Yeah, so Dark Souls community is a very, I don't know, I would say tight-knit community, but very open to new people as well. They're known as the bullies.
I thought GTA group was the
I
bullies.
think GTA and Speed Souls are kind of like known as the bullies. I remember, sorry Mergy for outing you here now, but I remember at ESA 17, or maybe it was 6, I think it was 17, Mergy came up to me and he's like, can you introduce me to Kamul? I'm like, why don't you just go up and talk to him? He's like, they're all walking together, like the Speed Souls community, and it's intimidating to like go up to them. I'm like, they're super nice, just go up. And then he did, and he realized, okay, they're just like, and he's like, when I spoke to Kamul, everyone else in the Speed Souls community like turned around, like stared me down, like, why are you talking to him? No, but they're actually really nice, and I don't know, and welcoming, and it's a good community. They're cool people. I like them. So what I wanted to do for a long time, I remember back in 2014 or 15. Probably early 15, I tried to like organize the Speed Souls charity marathon, but at the time I didn't have the resources or the knowledge to do that. And then in 2017 I organized the first Speed Souls charity marathon, and I think it was a success for an online marathon. It did really well, and for its first time, so that was pretty hype. Second time around, 2018, we did the same thing. Didn't really reinvent the wheel too much, and still went really well. I don't think the Speed Souls community were as hype as the first time, but they were still hype about it, and it still did it, I think maybe because of lack of new games or routes or,
Yeah, because there's only, there's Bloodborne, and then there's the 3 Dark Souls games, and it's... I know that the GTA Marathon goes on, I think, since 14, 15 or so, and that's gotten fairly big now.
Yeah, that's cool.
But there's no charity work really being done with it. I don't know what you would do for it, since pretty much every single miscellaneous category or any category is being shown just to fill up 5 days, I think.
Oh, all right. Well, I mean, if you want to add a charity aspect, it's just a charity aspect, and whatever is raised is, it goes to a good cause, and it's not about, like, getting big numbers. It's about doing something and spreading awareness. But then again, like, if you don't want to have a charity aspect, I feel like a lot of the times it has come for speedrunners, they feel like they must add a charity component. You don't have to.
Yeah.
I feel like a charity has been very, a lot of people push it as something that has to be there, even though it doesn't have to be. But yeah, I mean, it's up to the runners and what they're passionate about and what they want to do. And it's always great to be able to use your hobby to do something good for others. And yeah, I don't see why not.
So speaking of this marathon, you what games have you caught for this marathon so far?
ESA Winter?
Yeah.
Well, I mostly actually I've been here hanging out with a lot of friends, but I watched some that I was donation reading for. You know, I was donation reading for Tazuro with his Morph X run. That looked weird. But then he said I get my games from like worst games made in from Russian developers or whatever, some sort of like awful games site, and he just picks one apparently. I don't know if that's true, but no, it was fun. He's a good runner, and I watched the Tomb Raider 3 run with God. I know nothing about Tomb Raider 3 apart from playing the demo when I was a kid, and that was fun. Lots of banter. It's what I like. Yeah, I watched GTA. I watched a little here and there.
All right. Since we're coming to the end of the questions here, if anyone in the YouTube has any questions for Maral, feel free to type them in. We'll answer all of them.
Will we?
Yeah, and there won't be. There's 23 people watching.
Yeah, sure.
There won't be that many
Yeah,
questions.
I don't mind. Questions.
Is there anything? I know it's nearly the end here, but is there any run you're looking forward to on the last couple days here?
I feel like me coming here, I just catch whatever I end up catching on the stream.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I enjoy hanging out with the people here. And for the most of this event, I've been playing Settlers of Catan and the expansion. And we're just like chilling and playing board games. For me, ESA Winter has been about connecting with friends and old friends and making new friends and just kind of like getting away a little bit.
All right. Oh, do you have any plans after the marathon? The like any events you're going to? Because I know you go to lots of like PAX.
Yeah, I won't be going to PAX East this year. I'll be going to TwitchCon Europe. Since it's the first TwitchCon, and scope it out and see what it's like. And now that ESA is going there, I might actually also help out a little bit with donation reading and such if they need it, or help them find some people who can do it. Yeah.
Are you?
What about you?
I don't know. ESA Summer for sure.
Oh yeah, me too.
But I don't know. I might go to another American event.
Oh really? You're
Yeah.
going to GDQ?
I think I might go to Summer, but I'm not guaranteeing anything because I know me and Fingerquick usually go to GDQ together, but I'm trying to convince him to go to Summer and get him to like the better event.
Do you think it's the better event?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I think GDQ is really, really good at many things, and obviously they were first, and they have a lot more to work with budget-wise, and they've got a group of very talented people creating those events. So, you know, they are our peers. And I was there in 2015 at SGDQ, and it was a great event. But maybe for me as a European, it was a little bit hard to make friends, or I felt like it was very cliquey, and I'd never experienced.
There's tons of people there. It's
yeah. It was hard to like just approach people, and I'm very social. I'm super social. I'll just go up and make conversations with anyone pretty much, but I felt that it was really hard to make conversations with people there, or like if I made conversations, it wasn't met with an enthusiastic like, hey, join us kind of thing. Although that wasn't the case for everybody. There were a few people that were open, and that was really nice. But yeah, it was just a few, unfortunately. So I felt a little bit left out, but it was a good event. It was a nice event.
Yeah. So no PAX then? No PAX South?
No.
Oh,
It wasn't PAX South in January?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know when they have those.
I think PAX South is in January sometime.
There's another event in Texas, I think. DreamHack Austin?
It's going to be DreamHack Dallas this year. I'll probably go. Not entirely sure yet, because we have Save the Children has a partnership, a global partnership with DreamHack. And so we have a slot at their streaming station there where people can come and stream and for charity, which is cool.
So yeah, the last question here was other events you'll be attending, and I guess we saw
There,
that
I
one.
see some other questions. Are you like
Yeah.
deliberately
We'll
jumping
hit
over
those ones.
questions?
Well, no,
There's
I
there's
was
a
reading my
question.
phone.
There's a question from Totally Too Hot. Maral, what was your
Oh.
impression of Ryedawg when you first met him? Why did you skip
Oh,
that
I forgot
question?
about that one.
Why did you skip that question?
Okay, so Maral, what was your first impression of me?
My first impression of you, I really like you, Ryedawg. I think you're cool. I think you're a bit of a troublemaker, a bit of a memer, but I like that. You remind me of me. And you got into a lot of trouble and I had to save you.
This is my first marathon without having any trouble, I think.
Yeah, I think so. You've been a very
There's
good
still a
one.
day. We still got a day.
You no, don't. I'm putting myself on the line for you so many times.
Tolly Too Hot has been... this is a discussion between me and my friends. What do you think about, instead of staying at the hotel, you all rent a beach house and then hang out in the beach house instead of the event?
No, I don't like that.
Yeah, that's what I said. You're away from all the action.
Yeah, you're away from all the action. I actually... so the last 2 days of this event, the hotel was sold out.
Yeah.
So I had to move to another hotel, and I think it sucks because it's so nice to just be able to like come down and hang out in the area. I haven't been in my hotel room much. I think that's also a big difference from our event and a lot of other events, and I think that was a worry when we moved to ESA Summer 18, like being in a hotel, worrying about people just being in their rooms for the most part when they could come down and hang out, because that hanging out and just being around other people and playing games or arcade games or just Mafia or watching the stream, it brings so much atmosphere and life, and I think that's what you remember the most when you go away. I can't judge, like, of course
You can judge the beach house.
people
I'm fully
people
against
might
it.
like, you know, make really great memories in these hotel rooms. I'm not sure, but I feel like for me personally, I enjoy being at the event with a lot of people. I don't want to like hole up in my room too much, but but what we noticed with the ESA Summer was that didn't really happen too much, which is great.
The other thing, Tolly's trying to correct himself here, but he's incorrect. Kyle says skip the event totally and just get a beach house, and I'm gonna big disagree on that one.
Big disagree.
Yeah.
Why would you even come here? Why would you come to Sweden or wherever for a beach house? Our beaches suck.
Okay, let's see here. Marilla, have you always been a bully?
What?
George
I don't know
Hasnian?
where this... I know where this meme is coming from, but it is so not true. It's just Nubist and Eidgod conspiring against me, like trying to tease me and turn me out to be like some sort of bully or something. And it has gotten way out of hand because now everybody thinks I'm an actual bully.
Yeah.
When I'm actually... Would you say I'm like the nicest person?
Yeah, hang out with English Ben for a day and you'll see who's the bully.
Who's the bully? Yeah, exactly. Jesus.
Let's see here. Susie was lovely. What happened? I think she just she came here with
yeah, she came here with Bangera,
Yeah.
and I think when Bangera and crew didn't really want to come back to Sweden, they've been to Sweden so many times, and I think they also didn't really like the direction of the event. Maybe, I'm not entirely sure. But I love those people. I'm really sad that they're not here. I think what they wanted was to have the European Speedrunner Assembly actually move around in Europe and be in different places, which is, I understand that. That would have been super cool. But
it's tough.
Yeah, it's tough.
The
they don't
logistics
like
of it all.
Sweden. Feels bad, man. I
know,
wish they'd come back.
It's nice here.
Yeah, I really miss Susie and Bang. So.
I was told to ask if any of the staff are paid, LOL, and I plan to offer myself more to ESA Ednol, especially as I want to move to Sweden, says Kitty Miz. Well, I mean,
Not
that was like recruiting for people, aren't they?
Yeah, but
something like
so nobody's paid yet. but it would. But what we see is like a lot of people are giving a lot of their time, and it is a job for many actually who are coming here at this point, and it kind of feels unfair to not be able to compensate properly because they don't get to enjoy the event properly. They don't come here as a normal attendee or a runner or anything like that. That's why I also took a step back for ESA Winter, because if I was in my lead position, all I do is work. That's what I do from the morning, from the time I get up until I go to sleep. I'm constantly busy. I can't sit around and talk to people and hang out. I can't play Catan. There's always something that needs my management. And I just felt like I hadn't been to an ESA as an attendee or like gotten to have that feel to sort of see what it's like nowadays as an attendee. Maybe it's different. So I took a step back, and I think that's really important in order to grasp like where are we and with the event and how do people feel coming here and things like that. But yeah, in the future, I hope that ESA can grow to the point where we can compensate people for their work because they deserve it and they should be compensated. And it's frankly it's sad that we can't at this point, but you know, if you do enjoy ESA, consider donating to the charity, consider subbing with Twitch Prime or coming here, or, you know, everything helps. Watching the stream, all of those things help in making the event bigger and better. And bigger and doesn't necessarily mean worse or that it becomes, you know, corporate or whatever. It just, I think ESA is established kind of like what they're like as an event, and the expectations should be as follows, kind of thing.
Okay, Kenny was asking the Smash tournament's over. No, I think there's finals to be played still. I'd rather watch people speedrun. I'm terrible. I enjoy GTA 3 on mission. LOL. Rip real-time chatting. Yep. Did you watch real-time chatting?
Is that the podcast?
Yeah, Josh's podcast.
Yeah,
Josh
I watched it a couple of times.
Enjoyable.
I watched it a couple of times. It was with S,
your Winnie
right?
the Pooh
as
was
well.
submitted to there a few times, I think.
What? Really? One
completed?
time. You linked it to me.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. It was like an 8-hour run. Did you? So you have beat it, right?
No, I haven't. I don't know why I'm being talked about.
Someone's run was submitted then.
Oh, do you know what it is? I think maybe there's a version where they just like there's maybe without Christopher Robin.
No, it has Chris. There's a leaderboard on speedrun.com and everything.
Yeah, maybe there's a leaderboard without Christopher Robin.
No, there's
too.
Christopher Robin. It's like 30 minutes the guy took.
That Japanese guy?
Yeah.
He's insane.
Yeah, and I think that run was submitted, and the comment was, Maral will never come close to this.
Yeah, okay, that's okay, that's how it got talked about. Yeah, right, because I have never completed it.
Unfortunate.
Hey, Arjik, how are you? We miss you here.
I like the new podcast format. Do you like the podcast? Have
Yeah,
you watched
I
any of the other episodes?
No, I haven't watched any of the other episodes. I've seen you do it with other people though, like Dist and English Ben and so on. Planks is tomorrow, right?
Planks is tomorrow, yeah.
No, I've only seen you do it. I haven't watched yet.
Well, you have
what
to check out
what
the
was
VODs.
your favorite one to do so far?
I don't know. Josh Miz was pretty good. This one's pretty good.
You're such a Josh Miz fanboy. How do I get you to be my fanboy like that?
This one is very good. This is the longest one so far.
Yeah, it's cozy, right?
Yeah.
Are you having a good time?
I'm having a good time. Are
yeah.
you?
Yeah, I like it.
What'd
I
you
don't
think
want
of
it
the
to end.
questions? What'd you think of the questions?
Yeah, I like the questions. I feel like I gave really bad answers though, because
I felt like they were good.
Really?
Yeah, because they were long. They weren't short.
I felt like I got off topic and then I forgot what I was talking about. And then I don't know. So what was your impression of Ryedawg when you first met him? Right, I liked Ryedawg. What was your first impression of me?
It was so back in 15 or whatever. Me and my friend Mike were watching ESA. He goes, "Oh, that's Maral. She's from those Athene videos." I go, "Oh yeah, I guess she is."
Okay,
And
is that
like,
the first
I guess she
impression?
goes there. I wonder
Okay,
what,
but
I wonder
first
what the hell she's doing there.
personal.
I don't know. You were busy setting up everything. I was like, I think the first thing I said to you was, "When's Athene getting here?"
Oh right, I remember that. You and Noz, right? Yeah.
You were hosting.
Yeah.
Still waiting for him to make an appearance to one of these.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Oh, that sucks. I don't know. It's funny how how life works like that, right? Because I was watching
Yeah.
old Swifty videos, and then it was just
Oh,
like,
dang.
oh, I'll just watch Athene videos too, I guess. And I only watched a little bit of them. But my favorite Athene video was when he was 1v1ing the best Rise in the world, I think.
Best of Rise?
Ale-
Oh, like
Alex Itch.
League of Legends.
Yeah, Alex Itch.
Oh,
that was the best live stream
Oh.
I've ever watched in my
oh
life.
my God, the League of Legends. Oh, I can't even go into how.
Athene's unholy grail.
Yeah, we grinded to get that Athene's Unholy Grail into the game.
And after
like
that, they stopped
crazy.
doing it. Yeah,
They stopped adding.
Yeah, you can't get
you
an
can't-
item anymore.
Well, the game has gotten so big that
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, it's pretty cool. We got that item, and he also got his own, I think, skin or something or character, but it's not called Athene's. It's just like,
Yeah, I think I forgot what character they.
yeah, I have no
did, but
idea.
He did get enough referrals for a character. I know,
Yeah,
but yeah, the item was his big staple. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's still in the game though.
it is. I think.
That's okay. Maral going to ESA Summer.
Yeah, I would probably be going there. I don't see why not.
Here's Odysseus asking about the beach house again.
Oh,
Just picture
God.
the scene: you're going out to the porch with the sun setting on your beach house. Maral, will you play Classic WoW?
I want to. I really want to, but I don't know if I'll have time.
Yeah, that's. I know if I get into it, I probably will. Not
you
stream
like you
ever
want to
again.
do it properly, right?
Yeah.
Like I want to grind that shit every day. And when I was younger, like when I played World of Warcraft, I was in school. Okay, this is a really bad story. I shouldn't say this. And don't do what I did. But I would play games as soon as I got home from school.
Yeah.
And I would just play all night until the bus left for school.
Oh.
And I would bring my pillow with me to the school. And I would just sleep in school on the bench in the back. And then I would come home and then I would play again. So that was my life for a while. And I would only go to school as much as I had to get like the 60% attendance. Because if you don't have 60% attendance, you don't get the monthly. So in Sweden, we get paid to go to school when we're kids, like $100 a month or
What?
something. Yeah. But you need to have your attendance and you need to do well. Some parents don't give it to their children, they keep it. But my mom gave it to me, and that was my World of Warcraft subscription. So if I didn't go to school, I wasn't playing World of Warcraft.
So you're fully addicted to it then.
I was fully addicted to it, yes. I kind of regret it now because school wasn't hard, but I just was tired of school and I
Yeah.
just didn't have the energy. But at the same time, I'm kind of glad that I put all that energy down into World of Warcraft, because if I didn't, I wouldn't have gotten to know Athene and crew, and then I wouldn't have done all this charity work. Probably I wouldn't know how to get into it, and then I wouldn't have my job and I wouldn't be here. And so I guess things turned out well in the end, but I would not recommend it.
I don't know. I pretty much did the same thing, but I did get sleep. I did put the game down.
Okay.
Are you gonna play a Undead Warlock again, or maybe switch it
I
up?
want to play a warlock undead.
I'm so on the fence with what I want to play. I still don't know.
What so what are you like
I was thinking going shaman, but yeah.
really? Sorry, yeah. Att vi ska göra vad då? Nej, inte till mig.
Jag tänkte väl det.
Ah,
Det är konstigt att det var tungt där ute. Vi ska vara där ute.
Jaha, är det nu?
Han sa det för 15 minuter sedan.
Jaha, okej.
Han sa 15 minuter det också.
Ja, men kan inte du poka mig när ni ska göra det då, så kommer jag ut. Okay, apparently there's like a photo session for seniors and organizers.
All right.
And I look like this, just great, just great. Oh no, I hate being on photos. But we don't have to wrap up yet. I don't have to be in it.
That was Swedish. Yeah.
I feel bad for asking whether people are paid. No, don't feel bad. I mean, we want to pay people eventually.
it's-
Hopefully we can in the future. But it all depends, right, on the success and
The Twitch Primes.
not just the Twitch primes, also like everything. If the event is successful, more partners want to be involved, etc., etc.
Well, that's pretty much it then. Tomorrow is Planks, everyone, at 5 p.m. Swedish time.
I don't want to stop.
No?
No.
Well, you got pictures now.
Yeah, okay.
We could,
You're
we
just
could
trying to
sit,
get
we
rid
could,
of me.
we could sit here and talk for hours, I'm sure, about old WoW
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah, let's wrap it up
Yeah.
then.
Do you have any questions for Planks that you'd love to know? Let me get my notes ready.
What do you think of Maral?
Okay, perfect. Anyone in the chat has any questions for Planks? Feel free to say any. Are you hired by Twitch, Rye? No.
What? Why did they ask that?
No idea. Twitch.
Oh,
Twitch,
because of the Twitch Prime.
Yeah. Twitch likes to ban me for no reason.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
It
man,
really
you,
makes
you,
it-
you
I
get
really start
you
getting
get banned by Twitch. You get
Yeah.
banned by, almost banned by ESA.
I get scared when it gets close to marathon. I like slow my streams down.
Really?
I just stop doing all the things that I would normally do because I don't want to get
Why?
banned.
What do you normally do to get?
Well,
banned?
the other day we watched I was streaming iRacing, and as a joke I streamed the 2002 Southern Mountain Dew 500
Oh,
at the same time. So it was
what
kind
is
of
that?
it's a NASCAR race. It's kind of copyright material.
Right.
But I streamed the whole race in the bottom of the corner of my stream while I was racing.
How smart.
So, and then I deleted the VOD right after.
Oh, suit yourself.
Yeah, and then I don't know if you know Ricardo Flick or not.
I think it's some sort of meme. Is it like a gotcha meme?
Kind of, I guess. It's this guy. Anyways, this showed up on my stream. I don't know if it ever loads. I doubt it will.
I haven't seen like the actual. I've seen like him, but I haven't seen the GIF.
You haven't seen the GIF. Well, it's not loading anyways. So
Okay. Oh, I won't get to see
it's
now
a
either.
half-naked man in a speedo, and
Okay,
that
what
was
does he do? What's the flick?
goes like, and then he was like. Speaking of dancing, where did you learn these dance moves for Joshua's Lance Vance dance?
What do you mean? Where did I learn them?
Yeah, because
I googled them. I saw them on YouTube. But like the thing is, like in the chat, people like it's the floss dance from Fortnite. So I was like, oh, and Josh was like, I don't know the floss, and I was like, I'll teach you. And then I just did the floss, and then he tried to do
he
it on
tried
stream.
replicating it as
And then
best
I
as he could.
googled the Lance Vance dance, and I was like, oh shit, that was not the floss. And yeah, I guess he did his attempt. I liked his attempt. It was funny.
All right. Well, I think that's everything. I think.
Oh, I also heard that you weren't actually that shy to sing, but you were hyping the chat. You know, if you knew that I didn't have problems singing, would you be more likely to donate if you thought I would be like embarrassed by it or not? I can be.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I'd probably donate anyways.
Oh, really? You would donate anyways?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I feel like a lot of people like having power over people, and when they feel like they have that, they instantly donate. I was still nervous. I had to go to the bathroom afterwards because I got so nervous. Yeah. But I am not as nervous as I made it out to be,
All right, so here's Ricardo Flick. This is the only thing that could load. So there's the
Okay.
Flick, and then
It was funnier when
then
you did it.
then
Oh
yeah,
my
it does
god.
the dance. Yeah, it's a little bit. Yeah,
Oh god.
can't have that on stream. Anyways,
I'm too pure for that.
that's
so.
when I go. Well,
Yeah.
Twitch is probably gonna ban me. I won't be going to ESA this year.
No, you will. You will.
All right. Well, thanks everyone.
All right. Thank
Tune
you,
in tomorrow
everybody.
for Planks. Thanks Maral for coming on.
Thank you, Ryedawg.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Everyone, have a good rest of your evening. Oh,
Bye.
any plugs, sponsors, shoutouts you'd like to give?
Thank you
Personal
to Elgato
shoutouts?
for providing this streaming setup where we're actually holding this podcast right now. That's pretty cool of them.
All
See,
right.
this is what I mean with the
Ginny's
board games
pogging
being.
right now.
being
No, that was Ginny.
That was not
streaming.
Ginny.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, Pog. Yeah.
Yeah, see? Jesus, that was loud. All right,
All
thanks
right.
everyone.
Thank
goodbye.
you, everybody. Bye.